Good morning. I'm Donna Gulick. Welcome to the oneness of our gathering. My talk is Deepening Our Spirituality in Today's World. 100 years ago, Buddhism's founder, Master Sotasan, saw what humanity's needs would be, as materialism and industrialism were really just beginning to develop. In the scriptures of Buddhism, he began the first page with a single sentence. With this great opening of materialism, let us cultivate a great opening of spirituality. What he saw was that the development of the material world would be a major distraction, no kidding, downplaying spirituality and emphasizing personal gain. He said, benevolence and righteousness have lost their status, and wiles are rampant, causing the great way to become utterly confused. Benevolence, the desire to do good, to do what's for the highest good of all concerned, has become undervalued, and may it be beginning to change in all that's happening in our world. Master Sotasan saw humanity pulling away from being heart-centered and going toward materialism in a self-centered way that caused separation. He knew we needed heart-centered, spirit-centered teachings, actions, and living. He emphasized balance between spirituality and matter. Let's take our cell phones, for example. They're a modern miracle in many ways. Are we giving them more power so that it becomes spiritual power? Do we identify with our cell phone as our connection? Well, it is a connection to many things, or we wouldn't be together this morning, would we? And it's a connection to people, connection to what's going on in the world. It's a connection to so much. But it's not our biggest connection, is it? My husband, Dave, who led the Qigong this morning, and I were in the mountains a couple weeks ago, and where we were had absolutely no cell connection. We could get text messages if there were an emergency, nothing else. I picked up this thing I don't know how many times a day to check the weather. Is it going to rain early afternoon or all afternoon or the whole day? Oh, whoops, no weather. I picked it up not even knowing why I was picking it up. It was sitting on the table and I kept picking it up. I suspect many of us might be doing that, and we've all heard about taking a little vacation from your cell phone. How many times a day? When do we watch the news? Maybe taking a whole retreat without any electronics whatsoever. But we could take it deeper than that, couldn't we? What are the rest of our habits that go toward materialism with the exclusion of spirituality, not with the balance? When do we find balance? Obviously, we don't need to reject our digital world. It brings many good things, and Master Sotasan was talking about balance, not rejection, inclusiveness. What might balance between our blessings and our spirituality? What might it look like? We've all heard about taking space and time away, but not just away from electronics. How about away from busyness? How about away from everything except nature? How about not running away from ourselves by using electronics instead of listening from within or being extremely present? Let's look at our habits and mini rituals. I woke up this morning feeling kind of down, discouraged. Happen to you sometimes? I got in the shower, but mostly thought about why the shampoo bottle was jammed and what I could do about that. I still felt low as I headed in to take care of the dog and start the tea. Instead, I could choose to start my day with breathing in unconditional love and breathing it to myself and then out to others and to the world. Or begin it with thankfulness. My time in the shower could be about enjoying the present moment and all the sensations, not just getting the shower done to get to the next thing. Before going to bed, what about a mini ritual? I could gently release the day while I got ready, give thanks for what it brought, and send light to what was left undone, unsolved, or still in chaos. Without going over the events of the day and the news, I could still send love and a prayer to those in wildfires or dealing with all the smoke, to those all over the world who are suffering, to those suffering from hunger or the pandemic or strife or wars. But without stopping to engage with all that, without stopping to feel the emotions of it, I could simply send love, send blessings. May you receive whatever you need. Far be it from me to know what each needs. May it be so. I could do that and then release and affirm to receive what I need as I sleep. Having taught that for years, it's time I walked it again. These wonderful habits seem to slide away sometimes. So this morning, when I rewrote my talk again because some things felt really important, I went and put right by the mirror and on my bedstand a little note to remind myself, thankfulness and blessings. I'd love it if you wanted to join me. If this appeals to any of you, we could feel the communion, the community of doing, and of course do it your way, but of doing it together in oneness. Eckhart Tolle says, we are here to find that dimension within ourselves that is deeper than thought. We all know that's a challenge. And Master Sotazon, I repeat, says, let us cultivate a great opening of spirituality. He didn't just say, let's pick it back up again. He said a great opening of it. Let's go deeper. Let's go wider. Let's go farther. I've been noticing my thoughts, a bit ashamed of some of them. I'm judging when someone isn't wearing their mask and they pass by me. I'm judging if someone lets their dog bark and bark. What I could do, and am trying to remember and hope to remember more, to choose to do, is to send loving kindness to that person. I mean, whatever words or image appears, but something like, may you be filled with love. May you know love. May you act in compassion. I don't find that practice when I'm checking my cell phone, but I could be doing a practice like that each time I hear of grief in the world, of any kind, of strife, of pain, of hurt. Often I use sarcasm or humor, both of which have their place, but not as deep as sending a blessing. Join me. We can all be sending blessings. I'm sure you are, and perhaps we could deepen that. We're at a crossroads in history, worldwide. We all know that. We can do as Master Sotazon advised his first chosen spiritual teachers. Here's what he said. Now is the time for us first to put our hearts together and act in concert in order to rectify the ways of the world and the human mind, which are declining day by day. repeat that. It's a big deal. Now is the time for us first to put our hearts together and act in concert in order to rectify the ways of the world and the human mind, which are declining day by day. That was 100 years ago he said that. Yes, we can do that. A century later, we need to come together in cooperative spirit of love and respect for all beings, all people, all nature, and our earth. It's happening worldwide. Of course, as awareness increases, so does resistance, but that's the pattern, that's normal, that happens. That's how human nature tends to work. But we can join our hearts in oneness with all beings who likewise think in benevolence, feel in good wishes. We can join together to help heal this world. In order to act in oneness, we need to start with our own thoughts. Thoughts have power. Thoughts go deeper. They affect universal consciousness. We can affect that by up-leveling our thoughts when needed, so that we are imagining a world of people, perhaps encircling Earth, hand in hand, radiating light from their heart centers, so that it radiates to each other, to all humanity, and outward to all events, and inward to our Earth, all of which need us. If you're not into pictures, we can still, with words, affirm that which is positive, beneficial, compassionate, coming forth in our world, taking place, being manifested. We can be part of that manifestation. Yes, through our contributions, like to temple here, to other things we believe in. And our contributions are our prayers, our words, our thoughts, our pictures. All of it affects the mass consciousness. Imagine now that we're all together. Oh, we are on YouTube. And yes, thank you, materialism, for that. One of the wonders that we together open our hearts, we open our minds. Let's choose a deeper spiritual approach to each day. I'm certainly going to put that in my to-do list, rather than discouragement, sarcasm, and fear. Together in oneness, let's hold the vision of the Buddha within each and every person. Through vision, through thoughts, through our hearts, we can join with others to empower changing the way history is being written. The path to enlightenment begins again with each step we take and with our vision of unity. Thank you, speaking of unity, for joining us this morning. Thank you for being you. May you be peaceful. May you be filled with unconditional love. May you be healthy. May you be safe. We hope to see you next Saturday.